Have you ever found yourself in a relationship where something just doesn't feel quite right? That nagging sensation in the pit of your stomach, telling you that all is not as it seems. Perhaps you've noticed your partner becoming unusually guarded when you casually bring up past relationships, or even mention other men in conversation. If you're seeking a genuine, trustworthy connection, you might be unknowingly stepping into an emotional minefield. But don't worry, we're here to help you navigate these treacherous waters. We'll walk you through each of these 10 revealing signs, helping you determine whether it's worth pursuing a deeper connection with your current partner, or if it might be time to gracefully bow out and continue your search for true love elsewhere. Remember, you deserve a relationship built on trust, mutual respect, and shared values. Let's make sure you're on the right path to finding exactly that. Number 1. She feels very comfortable with physical intimacy. Imagine this. You finally reached that intimate moment with your new partner, the one you've been anticipating with a mix of excitement and nervous energy. But as things unfold, you find yourself caught off guard. Instead of the tender, slightly awkward exploration you expected, you're swept up in a whirlwind of passion that leaves you both exhilarated and slightly pale. Your partner's confidence in the bedroom is striking. There's a level of ease and boldness that goes beyond what you might expect from someone new to intimacy. It's as if they're following a well-rehearsed script, anticipating your every move with uncanny precision. This prowess could simply be a testament to their natural sensuality, but you can't help wondering if it hints at a wealth of past woe. What's particularly intriguing is how your partner takes charge. You might have expected to guide the encounter, especially if you perceived yourself as the more experienced one. Yet here you are, watching in awe as they initiate intimate acts with the finesse of a seasoned professional. Their self-assurance borders on nonchalance, leaving you to marvel at the wasm. You notice that your partner doesn't just accept physical affection, they revel in it. Hugs and kisses are met with enthusiasm, but it's their openness to more adventurous or unconventional practices that really catches your attention. No matter what you suggest, they seem not only willing but eager to explore, displaying a level of comfort with intimacy that's both alluring and slightly vemored. As you process these experiences, you can't shake the feeling that your partner's sexual prowess stems from extensive practice. Number 2. She avoids emotional closeness. In the complex tapestry of human relationships, there are moments when even the strongest among us feel emotionally vulnerable. It's during these times that we often turn to our partners, seeking a deep spiritual connection and emotional support to help us navigate life's challenges. This bond serves as a crucial foundation, enabling couples to weather storms together and emerge stronger on the other side. However, what happens when your partner seems unable or unwilling to meet your need for emotional closeness? This can be a particularly challenging situation, especially if you suspect that your partner's past experiences with multiple sexual partners might be influencing their behavior. It's important to approach this delicate subject with sensitivity and understanding, recognizing that there could be various reasons behind their apparent emotional distance. One of the telltale signs that your partner might be avoiding emotional intimacy is their response to attempts at deeper conversations. You may find that when you try to steer discussions towards more profound topics or express your feelings, they quickly change the subject or seem uncomfortable. They might show a preference for light, superficial chats, steering clear of anything that requires emotional vulnerability. This behavior can leave you feeling frustrated and unfulfilled, as if your efforts to connect on a deeper level are falling on deaf ears. It's natural to feel discouraged if you consistently encounter this emotional barrier. You might begin to question whether it's worth continuing to invest your energy into a relationship that seems to lack the depth you crave. However, before jumping to conclusions, it's crucial to consider alternative explanations for your partner's behavior. For instance, some individuals are naturally more reserved when it comes to expressing their emotions. This doesn't necessarily mean they don't feel deeply or aren't capable of forming strong emotional bonds. It could simply be that they need more time to feel comfortable opening up. Additionally, past experiences of emotional hurt or betrayal can make someone hesitant to lower their guard, even with a partner they care about deeply. In light of these possibilities, it might be wise to exercise patience and give your partner some additional time to become more comfortable with emotional intimacy. This doesn't mean indefinitely putting your own needs on hold, but rather approaching the situation with empathy and understanding. Open communication about your desire for a deeper connection, coupled with reassurance that you're a safe space for vulnerability, can help create an environment where emotional intimacy can gradually flourish. Remember, building a strong emotional connection is a journey that requires effort from both partners. While it's important to be attentive to potential red flags, it's equally crucial to approach the situation with an open heart and mind. By fostering an atmosphere of trust and understanding, you increase the chances of developing the deep, fulfilling emotional bond you seek in your relationship. Number 3. She tells vague or inconsistent stories. In the intricate dance of building a relationship, trust and honesty form the bedrock of a strong foundation. As you navigate the early stages of romance, you may find yourself piecing together the puzzle of your partner's past. One significant indicator that your partner might have had a more complex romantic history than initially disclosed is the presence of inconsistencies in their narratives about past relationships. Imagine this scenario. You've been together for several months, sharing experiences and gradually opening up to one another. Yet you find yourself unable to form a clear picture of your partner's romantic past. The details they share seem to shift like sand under your feet, never quite solidifying into a coherent story. This vagueness can be unsettling, especially if you value transparency in your relationship. These inconsistencies can manifest in various ways. Perhaps your partner mentions different ex-partners' names on separate occasions, leaving you wondering about the true extent of their past relationships. Or maybe they describe a long-term, serious relationship one day, only to claim they've never had a significant romantic attachment the next. Another red flag might be when they fondly recall shared hobbies or experiences with previous partners that seem at odds with their current interests or lifestyle. It's crucial to approach this situation with empathy and understanding. Not everyone finds it easy or comfortable to delve into their past relationships. Some individuals prefer to focus on the present moment and the future they're building with you. This reluctance to revisit old romances doesn't necessarily indicate dishonesty or a hidden agenda. However, if these inconsistencies begin to gnaw at your sense of security or trust in the relationship, it's important to address your concerns. So, what steps can you take to navigate this delicate situation? The key lies in open, honest communication. Consider initiating a thoughtful, non-confrontational conversation with your partner about their past. Express your desire to understand them better and build a stronger foundation for your relationship. Pay close attention not just to their words, but also to their reaction and body language during this discussion. If your partner is genuinely invested in building a future with you, their response to this conversation can be incredibly revealing. They might open up, filling in the gaps in their story with warmth and clarity. This kind of honest sharing can strengthen your bond and alleviate your concerns. On the other hand, if they continue to present an inconsistent or evasive narrative, it could be a sign that they're not ready for the level of honesty and vulnerability that a committed relationship requires. Remember, The decision to continue or end a relationship based on these factors should never be made hastily. Relationships are complex, evolving entities that require time, patience, and ongoing communication to flourish. Give your partner the opportunity to build trust with you gradually. Observe how their story unfolds over time. Does it become more nebulous and contradictory, or do you find them sharing more openly and consistently as your bond deepens? It's also worth considering that some individuals may have had traumatic experiences in their past that make it difficult for them to discuss previous relationships. In such cases, patience and understanding can go a long way in creating a safe space for them to eventually open up. Ultimately, the goal is to foster a relationship built on mutual trust, respect, and open communication. If you find that your partner's inconsistencies persist despite your best efforts to understand and connect, it may be time to reevaluate the relationship. Trust your instincts, but also be willing to give love a chance to grow and evolve. Number 4. She frequently changes plans at the last minute. Imagine this scenario. You've been looking forward to a special evening together, perhaps a romantic dinner or a fun outing you've both been planning for weeks. As the day approaches, you find yourself filled with anticipation, only to receive that all-too-familiar message just hours before you're supposed to meet. Once again, your plans are derailed by a last-minute cancellation. Now, it's important to acknowledge that life can be unpredictable. Occasional changes in plans are a normal part of any relationship. Perhaps a work emergency arises, or a family member needs urgent assistance. These one-off situations are understandable and shouldn't raise alarm bells. However, when cancellations become a recurring pattern, it's time to take a closer look at what might be going on beneath the surface. Pay attention to the reasons given for these frequent cancellations. Are they always vague or nebulous? Does your partner claim that something came up without providing specifics? Or perhaps they mention last-minute meetings that seem to occur with suspicious regularity. While it's true that some professions can be unpredictable, constant surprise work commitments might miss. Another telling sign is when your partner mentions friends visiting town but is oddly evasive about their identities. This lack of transparency can leave you feeling excluded from an important part of their life, breeding insecurity and doubt in miss. It's crucial to recognize that if this behavior persists, it's more than just an inconvenience. It's a clear indication that something in the relationship is amiss. Your partner's actions suggest that they are consistently prioritizing other aspects of their life over their commitment to you. This realization can be painful, but it's an important wake-up call that they're true. However, before jumping to conclusions, it's worth considering alternative explanations for this behavior. We live in a fast-paced world where many people juggle demanding careers, personal responsibilities, and social obligations. Your partner might genuinely be struggling to balance these different aspects of their life. Perhaps they have a high-pressure job with unpredictable hours, or they're supporting a friend. While these explanations might provide some context, they don't negate the impact this behavior has on you and your relationship. If you find yourself feeling consistently sidelined, unimportant, or taken for granted, it's time to address the issue. Communication is the key to navigating this delicate situation. Choose a moment when you're both calm and free from distractions to have an open, honest conversation about your concerns. Express how these frequent cancellations make you feel, being careful to use I statements that focus on your emotions rather than accusations. For example, you might say something like, "I feel hurt and unimportant when our plans are repeatedly canceled at the last minute. Can we talk about what's been going on and find a way to make our time together a priority?" This approach opens the door for your partner to share their perspective without fuss. Listen carefully to their response. Are they genuinely apologetic and willing to work on the issue? Do they offer concrete solutions, such as better planning or more transparent communication about their schedule? Or do they become defensive, dismissive, or try to deflect blame? Their reaction to this conversation can be incredibly revealing about their commitment to the relationship and their willingness to prioritize your needs. If they're receptive and eager to find a solution, it could be the start of a positive change in your relationship dynamics. However, if they continue to make excuses or show little regard for your feelings, it might be time to reevaluate whether this relationship aligns with your needs. Remember, a healthy relationship is built on mutual respect, consideration, and a shared commitment to nurturing the bond between partners. While it's important to be understanding of life's complexities, it's equally crucial to stand up for your own emotional well-being and the health of your relationship. By addressing this issue with clarity, compassion, and assertiveness, you're taking an important step towards either strengthening your connection or recognizing that it might be time to seek a partner who values your time and presence as much as you value theirs. Trust in your worth, communicate your needs clearly, and be prepared to make difficult decisions if necessary. Your happiness and emotional well-being are worth prioritizing, and the right partner will recognize and honor that without hesitation. Number 5, she frequently compares you to previous partners. In the intricate dance of romantic relationships, we often bring our past experiences, both good and bad, into our present connections. For someone entering a relationship for the first time, their partner becomes the benchmark for all romantic experiences. However, when someone has had multiple partners in their past, the dynamics can shift in subtle yet significant ways. Imagine you're building a new relationship, pouring your heart and soul into creating beautiful moments together. Yet, you can't shake the feeling that you're being measured against an invisible yardstick, the memories and experiences of your partner's past relationships. This comparison, whether conscious or unconscious, can cast a shadow over even the most promising connections. How might these comparisons manifest? Picture this. You've spent hours in the kitchen, carefully preparing a special meal for your partner. As you sit down to enjoy the fruits of your labor, she compliments your cooking, but then adds, "This steak is even better than what I used to have with my ex." While the comment might seem innocuous or even flattering on the surface, it introduces an element of comparison that can be unsettling. Or perhaps you're planning a weekend getaway, excitedly sharing your ideas for activities. Your partner listens attentively, but then mentions how her ex loved rock climbing, an activity you've never suggested or shown interest in. This casual reference to a past relationship can leave you feeling inadequate or as if you're somehow falling short of an unspoken standard. These comparisons can become particularly painful during moments of conflict. In the heat of an argument, your partner might draw parallels between your perceived flaws and those of a former boyfriend. "You're just like my ex," she might say, "always forgetting important dates." Such statements not only hurt in the moment, but can plant seeds of insecurity that linger long after the argument has been resolved. It's crucial to understand that these comparisons, no matter how subtle or seemingly harmless, can have a profound impact on your self-esteem and the overall health of your relationship. You might find yourself second-guessing your actions, wondering if you measure up to the ghosts of relationships past. This constant state of comparison can create an atmosphere of tension and insecurity, undermining the foundation of trust and mutual appreciation that healthy relationships are built upon. However, it's equally important to recognize that these comparisons are not a reflection of your worth or capabilities as a partner. They are, more often than not, an involuntary byproduct of your partner's past experiences. Someone who has been in multiple relationships will inevitably draw comparisons, consciously or subconsciously, as they navigate new romantic territory. While understanding the root of these comparisons is important, it doesn't mean you should accept them as an inevitable part of your relationship. It's crucial to establish boundaries and communicate openly with your partner about how these comparisons make you feel. Express your discomfort clearly and calmly, helping your partner understand the impact of their words. For instance, you might say something like, "I appreciate that you have past experiences, but when you compare me to your exes, it makes me feel insecure and undermines the unique connection we're building together. Can we focus on our relationship without bringing others into it?" If your partner is receptive to your feelings and makes a concerted effort to avoid such comparisons in the future, it can lead to a stronger, more respectful relationship. However, if the behavior persists despite your clear communication, it may be a sign of deeper issues that need to be addressed. In cases where your partner regularly compares you to other men, dismissing your feelings or playing with your emotions, it might be time to reevaluate the relationship. You deserve a partner who sees you for who you are, appreciates your unique qualities, and is committed to building a future with you, not someone who views you as just another in a line of interchangeable partners. Remember, ending a relationship is never easy, but sometimes it's necessary for your emotional well-being. If you decide to take this step, do so with clarity and self-respect. Explain to your partner that you're not comfortable being constantly measured against others, and that you're looking for a relationship where you're valued for your individual qualities. Ultimately, the goal is to find a partner who cherishes the unique bond you share, someone who is excited to create new experiences with you, rather than constantly referencing the past. By standing firm in your worth and refusing to be treated as just another guy, you open yourself up to the possibility of finding a truly fulfilling and respectful relationship, one where comparisons are left in the past, and your shared present and future take center stage. Number 6. She is very secretive about phone use. In the digital age, our smartphones have become extensions of ourselves, holding a treasure trove of personal information, memories, and connections. When it comes to romantic relationships, the way we interact with our phones can sometimes reveal deeper truths about our emotional state and level of trust. Imagine a scenario where your partner's behavior towards their phone suddenly shifts, becoming almost obsessive in their need to keep it out of your sight. Picture this. You're spending a quiet evening together, and every time their phone lights up, they snatch it away, turning it face down or quickly dismissing notifications before you can catch a glimpse. When a call comes in, they hurry to another room to answer, speaking in hushed tones. This newfound secrecy around their device can be deeply unsettling, leaving you to wonder what they might be hiding. The reasons behind this protective behavior can vary widely. Perhaps they're still in contact with ex-partners, maintaining connections that they're not comfortable sharing with you. Or maybe there are aspects of their past, messages, photos, or social media interactions that they'd prefer to keep private. Whatever the cause, this sudden change in behavior can create a rift in your relationship, breeding suspicion and eroding trust. When confronted about their phone habits, some partners might become defensive or even accusatory. They might turn the tables, suggesting that your curiosity is a sign of distrust or an invasion of their privacy. This reaction can leave you feeling conflicted, caught between your desire for openness and the fear of appearing controlling or insecure. However, it's crucial to approach this situation with nuance and empathy. While secretive phone behavior can be a red flag, it's not always indicative of infidelity or deceit. In our hyper-connected world, many people value their digital privacy and may have legitimate reasons for wanting to keep certain aspects of their online life separate from their relationship. For instance, your partner might be dealing with sensitive work-related communications that they're not at liberty to share. Or perhaps they use their phone as a personal journal or a space for self-reflection, activities that they might not feel comfortable exposing to others, even a romantic partner. Some individuals simply have a strong sense of personal boundaries when it comes to their digital lives. It's also worth considering that in the early stages of a relationship, both partners might be more guarded with their personal information. As trust builds over time, this guardedness often naturally dissipates. In a healthy, long-term relationship, there typically comes a point where partners feel comfortable enough to be more open with their devices around each other. So, how should you navigate this delicate situation? The key lies in open, honest communication. Instead of making accusations or demands, try to have a calm conversation about your feelings and concerns. Express how their behavior makes you feel without placing blame. For example, you might say, "I've noticed you seem more protective of your phone lately, and it's making me feel a bit insecure. Can we talk about what's going on?" Listen to their response with an open mind. If they have a reasonable explanation and show willingness to address your concerns, it could be an opportunity to strengthen your relationship and build greater trust. However, if they continue to be evasive or dismissive of your feelings, it might be a sign of deeper issues that need to be addressed. Remember, trust is the foundation of any healthy relationship. While everyone deserves a degree of privacy, there should also be a level of transparency between partners. If your partner's phone behavior continues to be a source of tension and they're unwilling to work towards a resolution, you may need to reevaluate the relationship. Give the situation time to evolve. Sometimes, as trust deepens, these issues naturally resolve themselves. Your partner may become more comfortable sharing aspects of their digital life with you. However, if the secretive behavior persists or worsens over time, and you have strong reasons to believe they're engaging in inappropriate activities, you may need to take more decisive action. Number 7. She is very conscious of her physical appearance. Picture this. Your partner, who once seemed comfortable in their own skin, now spends hours in front of the mirror, meticulously grooming themselves before leaving the house. They constantly check their reflection in every available surface, adjusting their hair or clothes with an almost frantic energy. At the same time, their phone has become an extension of their hand, never more than an arm's length away, and always face down when not in use. This heightened focus on physical appearance might manifest in other ways too. Perhaps you notice them paying more attention to others' looks, offering frequent compliments, or making comparisons. They might even start to draw parallels between their own appearance and that of their exes, or random individuals they come across on social media. This behavior can be particularly unsettling if it seems to come out of nowhere. While it's natural and healthy to care about one's appearance to a certain degree, an excessive preoccupation can be a red flag. It might indicate that your partner places an inordinate amount of importance on physical attractiveness, possibly stemming from past relationships or experiences. This focus on the external could suggest a lack of depth or a reluctance to engage with more meaningful, emotional aspects of your relationship. Number 8. She shows a lack of interest in discussing sexual health. In the intricate tapestry of human relationships, few topics are as simultaneously essential and challenging to discuss as sexual health. While conversations about sex can often feel awkward or uncomfortable, they play a crucial role in fostering intimacy, trust, and mutual understanding between partners. These discussions are not just about pleasure. They're fundamental to ensuring the physical and emotional well-being of both individuals in a relationship. Imagine a scenario where you're in a relationship that seems perfect in many ways, but there's a glaring omission. Your partner consistently avoids any conversation about sexual health. This reluctance can be both puzzling and concerning, leaving you to wonder what might be lurking beneath the surface of their silence. There could be various reasons for this hesitancy. Perhaps your partner has had multiple sexual partners in the past, increasing their potential exposure to sexually transmitted infections, STIs. The possibility that they could transmit something to you might make them apprehensive about broaching the subject. Or maybe they've had negative experiences in the past that make discussing sexual health emotionally challenging for them. However, it's crucial not to jump to conclusions or make assumptions about your partner's sexual history or health status. Instead, the key is to create an open, non-judgmental space for honest communication. Approach the topic with sensitivity and care, emphasizing that your concern comes from a place of mutual care and respect. You might start the conversation by saying something like, "I care about both of us and our relationship, and I think it's important that we talk about sexual health. How do you feel about discussing this?" This approach invites your partner to share their thoughts and feelings without feeling accused or cornered. If your partner continues to avoid the topic, becomes defensive, or dismisses its importance, it could indeed be a red flag. Their reaction might indicate that they have something to hide, or it could simply reflect a lack of education about the importance of sexual health. Either way, it's a situation that requires careful navigation. Number 9, she acts secretive about her past relationships. In the tapestry of human relationships, our past experiences often serve as the threads that weave together the fabric of who we are. When embarking on a new romantic journey, it's natural and healthy to discuss previous relationships, as these experiences shape our perspectives, behaviors, and expectations in love. However, what happens when your partner seems to draw a veil of secrecy around their romantic history? Imagine this scenario. You're getting to know someone new, feeling the excitement of budding romance, when you casually mention past relationships. Suddenly, your partner's demeanor changes. They become evasive, quickly changing the subject or even displaying anger at your curiosity. This reaction can be unsettling, leaving you to wonder what lies hidden in the shadows of their past. It's important to recognize that everyone has a unique comfort level when it comes to discussing their romantic history. Some people are open books, readily sharing stories of past loves and heartbreaks. Others prefer to keep these memories private, focusing instead on the present moment and the future they hope to build with you. However, when secrecy around past relationships becomes a pattern, it can raise red flags about trust and openness in your current relationship. You might be tempted to brush aside your curiosity, thinking that the past is irrelevant and that focusing solely on the present is the key to a successful relationship. While living in the moment is certainly important, this assumption overlooks the valuable insights that can be gained from understanding each other's romantic journeys. Our past relationships, both good and bad, shape our approach to love, our communication styles, and our emotional needs. By sharing these experiences, partners can develop a deeper understanding of each other, fostering empathy and strengthening their bond. Some individuals believe that by concealing their past, they can present an idealized version of themselves, free from the complexities and potential judgments that come with a detailed romantic history. However, this approach often backfires, as honesty and vulnerability are the cornerstones of any healthy, long-lasting relationship. When we hide significant parts of ourselves from our partners, we create barriers to true intimacy and connection. If you find yourself in a situation where your partner consistently avoids discussions about their past relationships, it's crucial to address this issue head-on. Choose a calm moment to have an open, non-judgmental conversation about your concerns. You might say something like, "I've noticed that you seem uncomfortable when the topic of past relationships comes up. I want you to know that I'm not here to judge you, but to understand you better." Number 10, she rarely spends time alone. Now, imagine you find yourself in a relationship with someone who seems to be in perpetual motion, their calendar always brimming with social engagements, their phone constantly buzzing with messages and calls. At first glance, this might seem like the mark of a vibrant, socially adept individual. However, as time passes, you begin to notice a pattern. Your partner never seems to spend a moment alone. Whether surrounded by friends, family, or colleagues, they appear to be in a constant state of social immersion. This behavior, while potentially charming at first, may start to raise questions. Is your partner simply an extrovert who thrives on social interaction, or is there something deeper at play? For individuals who have had multiple romantic or sexual partners in the past, the prospect of solitude can sometimes be daunting. They may have grown accustomed to the constant presence of others, using social interactions as a buffer against their own thoughts and emotions. The aversion to solitude might stem from various sources. Perhaps your partner fears facing unresolved issues from past relationships, or maybe they're uncomfortable with the vulnerability that comes with introspection. In some cases, this behavior could be a coping mechanism, a way to avoid confronting personal insecurities or emotional wounds that have yet to heal. As you observe this pattern, you might find yourself wondering about its implications for your relationship. A healthy partnership, after all, requires both individuals to have a strong sense of self and the ability to find contentment in their own company. When one partner consistently avoids being alone, it can create an imbalance in the relationship dynamic. They may become overly dependent on you or others for emotional support and validation, potentially leading to feelings of suffocation or resentment. Moreover, the inability to spend time alone often correlates with a lack of self-reflection. Without moments of solitude, it becomes challenging to process experiences, understand one's own emotions, and grow as an individual. This can hinder personal development and, by extension, the growth of your relationship. If you find yourself in this situation, it's crucial to approach the topic with sensitivity and care. Choose a moment when you both feel relaxed and open to conversation. You might start by expressing your observations and concerns, using I statements to avoid sounding accusatory. For example, "I've noticed that you always seem to be surrounded by people. I'm curious about how you feel about spending time alone." Encourage your partner to explore the reasons behind their constant need for company. Listen without judgment, offering support and understanding. You might share your own experiences with solitude, highlighting the benefits you've discovered in moments of quiet reflection. Suggest activities that your partner can do alone, starting small if necessary. It could be as simple as taking a short walk in nature, practicing mindfulness for a few minutes each day, or pursuing a hobby that doesn't require social interaction. Offer reassurance that spending time alone doesn't mean disconnecting from others. Rather, it's about finding balance and nurturing one's inner self. However, if your partner continues to resist the idea of solitude and shows no interest in developing a comfort with their own company, it may be time to reflect on the long-term viability of your relationship. A partnership where one person consistently avoids self-reflection and introspection can lead to stagnation and emotional disconnection. Remember, a healthy relationship is built on two individuals who are comfortable with themselves and each other. It's about finding harmony between togetherness and independence, shared experiences, and personal growth. If your partner's aversion to solitude persists despite open communication and encouragement, It might indicate a fundamental incompatibility in your approaches to self-care and emotional development. In such cases, as difficult as it may be, considering whether to continue the relationship becomes necessary. It's not about judging your partner's lifestyle or preferences, but about recognizing the importance of aligned values and emotional maturity in a long-term partnership. Sometimes the kindest act, both for yourself and your partner, is to part ways before deeper emotional attachments form, allowing both individuals the opportunity to grow and potentially find partners more aligned with their needs and lifestyles. Ultimately, the goal is to foster a relationship where both partners feel secure enough to enjoy moments of solitude, knowing that these times of individual reflection contribute to a stronger, more resilient bond when they come together. By valuing both connection and independence, you create a foundation for a relationship that nurtures personal growth while deepening your shared journey.